2021. Today we do have a feast day, the chair of St. Peter the Apostle. I'm going to turn down my levels just a little bit because of yesterday. So hopefully that's a little bit better. But yes, as I said, there's the feast of the chair of St. Peter the Apostle. I'll talk about that in just a moment in a little bit more detail. First, wanted to review our schedule for this coming week. Starting tomorrow on Tuesday, we do have confession from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m., then followed by Mass at 6:30 p.m., and then the Rosary follows Mass. And then on Wednesday, there are confessions available from 7 a.m. to 7:45 a.m., and then there's Mass at 8 a.m., followed by Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament that continues throughout the day, so you can stop in any time for that. And then starting at 6:30 p.m., we live stream, and we also, that starts with recitation of the Rosary and concludes with benediction. And then on Thursday and Friday, there's Mass at 8 a.m. So that's just a little reminder of our weekly schedule that we're following right now. And normally during Lent, we probably don't have too many big celebrations or too many saints' feast days, and even too, the memorials of saints are always optional during the Lenten season. But this feast of the chair of St. Peter, which might sound a little strange, is a pretty ancient feast. It seems we have evidence going back till the mid 300s, so the mid of the 4th century, of this celebration. And there is some indication that this is an instance of a pagan Roman holiday that in a way was blessed or sacramentalized, sometimes we'll say, or made or found, there was found a kind of religious, a Christian way of celebrating it too. So around this time of year, there would be this feast for the deceased relatives. And so one of the traditions as part of that Roman pagan feast, when you remembered your deceased ancestors, was you would leave an empty chair at the table for them, as a way of reminding you that of their presence, so to speak, or your connection with them. And so that's where I think that's where they believe maybe that we get this title of the chair of St. Peter. So Christians, there's not really, never been an anniversary date for Peter's death, his crucifixion upside down in Rome, but this date seems to be honored kind of in that way, or used as, since it was part of this pagan celebration in Rome. And one way to look at it might be, we have All Souls Day. Yeah, we celebrate All Souls Day on February 2nd, or we celebrate All Saints Day not February 2nd, on November 2nd, or we have All Saints Day on November 1st. We have these kind of celebrations too, but this was seen as the end kind of that pagan Roman celebration, and it included this empty chair. So it becomes really, though, a celebration of, I would say, apostolic succession. First, it's a celebration of Peter's profession of faith, and so the gospel for today was the account from Matthew's gospel of Jesus at Caesarea Philippi, asking the apostles who people say that he is, and he gets the variety of answers: John the Baptist, Elijah, one of the prophets. And then he, makes it a different statement when he says, "But who do you say that I am?" So he becomes very personal then. And Peter is the first one to respond, and responds that you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus tells him that flesh and blood has not revealed this to him, but his heavenly Father. And so he changes his name. And that's kind of an interesting thing, because we see that throughout the scriptures. As Abram and Sarai become Abraham and Sarah. Jacob becomes Israel. So here we see Simon becoming Peter. And so Jesus says that since you've made this profession of faith, you are the rock, Petra, Peter, and on that rock I will build my church. And so, and the gates of the netherworld will not prevail against it. So that gives us confidence that as we follow in Peter's footsteps, and as the successor of St. Peter, Pope Francis continues to lead the church, we have every confidence that the power of evil, the gates of the netherworld, will not prevail against the church. Some days that's harder to believe than others, or there seems to be more challenges. But we do have that rock solid faith in the church and in the profession of faith of Peter, and us joining that profession too. Because I think that's one way to approach, maybe during our Lenten season, that can be a fruitful reflection to think about, okay, Jesus asking us, who do we say that he is? And then each and every day we're called to respond to that by listening to his voice, following him, and ultimately echoing the words of Peter, proclaiming that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. So this is a good day to pray for the church, to pray for all the church's leaders, especially Pope Francis, and to continue and look out and pray for one another. So I pray that everybody has a very blessed day, and